Okay, Okki, I wanted to show you this because this is just crazy, and I know that Newman had to have used mechanical means because there's just so much amperage being drawn and then so much back EMF being created. So I figured out that just using a magnetic trigger for the transistor is enough. You don't even have to have a power supply for the transistor because this magnetic one will power enough to trigger the transistor. Plus there's a back EMF collapse that you can see here, and then also with this triggering this relay, which, you know, these things are probably not the best thing to use. That's probably why he uses brushes. But this relay, every time it collapses its field, this thing will light up. And the interesting thing about it is, let me turn this on. The interesting thing about it is, on occasion, this thing will just pop like there was just so much power. Let me hook this up. I've got a big old mess here playing around, so you'll have to excuse the mess. Okay, I think you got it hooked up. So here I go. There's no power going to this other than what it creates off of this pickup pole. Okay, so I've got it up to 16 volts right now. I can turn it down to 12. Seems to be like what everybody likes to kind of look at. So 12 volts, a little over half an amp, but it's not really showing the correct amperage because these digital readouts cannot show the correct amperage. But even with just 12 volts, you can see the back EMF. I don't know if you can see it on this. This is coming off the relay. Every time it clicks, there's a spark in there. There's just so many amps and so much stuff going back into it. And then same here, that's the transistor. So I do have this over across the coil, but it doesn't show much unless I crank it up, so I'm going to turn it up. Another thing I want to show you is that whenever I turn it up to its maximum, see how it's clicking it. I'll back it off. Now watch this. See if it'll do it. Just unbelievable back EMF right there. Okay, and on top of that, I blew this thing up today. Again, I've blown it up a bunch of times, so I had to run this motor, I had to put some of these neon bulbs on the two power transistors because one of them kept blowing. So I did that. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure I would have just blown that up. So I'm just showing you that because the only way I know you can really see the amperage draw on this is going to be with some old Simpson meter or something of that nature, and I don't even know if it'll do it justice. I haven't set it up to try it. I may do it later, but I just figured I'd post this interesting video for you. And you can see the build. I have a lot more coil than what you've got on yours, but I just read the patent and went by everything he said, and I 3D printed the magnet holder. Let me turn this off. So it's got quite a bit of drag in it because these bearings that are in here are bearings for skateboards, and so there's a little bit of drag in there. They're not the best, but you can see I 3D printed, and I used magnets out of a microwave oven transformer, actually out of the what you call it, atomizer or whatever it's called. So I 3D printed all these parts, and of course this is weird looking because I had this Newman type rotor on there and commutator, and you can see that the amount of back EMF and the amount of amp draw on this, it just ate it up. So I figured I had to go with something different. Plus there was just a ton of drag on it. So there you go, buddy. Let me know what you think.